Hello and welcome to the second of the University of Washington School of Medicine Admissions Digital Series. In this segment, we are going to briefly go over the admissions timeline for applying to our medical school. First things first, MCAT. We highly recommend that applicants take the MCAT prior to submitting their primary application. This allows time to focus on the MCAT exam and application separately. That way, if you don't get a score that you're happy with, you then have a buffer to take it again and still be able to apply in the same cycle if you want. The application season kicks off with the opening of the AMCAS application in early May of each year, at which time applicants can begin entering information into the online application and start the process of requesting their official transcripts. Then, the first day in June opens up the application for submission. For the UW School of Medicine, our deadline for the primary AMCAS application is October 15th. We do not offer extensions to this deadline. Here's the thing. We do rolling admissions, and what that means for us is that we are going to review all the applications we get and decide on who we want to interview, and then we are going to interview all the people we are interested in before we fully fill our class. We start accepting people during the interview season, but we do not fill our class and make all of our offers until we have interviewed all of our candidates. What that means is that you could apply the first day of the application, or 4 weeks in, or 3 months in, and your chance is technically still going to be the same for our school. Not all medical schools operate this way, so be aware. Now, it's still a good idea to apply earlier since you never know what hiccups may occur. Some people will need to verify their residency if they are a WAMI applicant, and that can take up to a month or more depending upon the backlog in each state. Also, letters of recommendation sometimes don't come in on time, or there's a glitch in the system from some end. Better not to wait until the last few days of the application to try to get everything done at once. It's not good for you, and it's not good for us. So apply early, but also take the time to fully review and have others review your application to pick up on any grammar or spelling errors or even just incorrect birth dates. We've seen it all, so best to apply confidently and not frantically. Next is the secondary application. If you are a WAMI applicant and pass the metric cut, you will automatically be invited for a secondary application. If you are an out-of-region applicant, the process is longer since we check to see if you meet the mission requirements of the school. Those requirements are that you meet the higher out-of-region metric cutoff and come from either a disadvantaged background and or have shown exemplary long-term service to underserved communities. Be aware that even if you meet these criteria, it's still incredibly competitive with a 0.4% acceptance rate. The deadline for completing the secondary application is December 1st of each year. Again, we are firm on our deadlines, so if it's not in by then, it will not be considered for that cycle. You can prep pieces for your secondary application, like getting your letters of recommendation lined up and writing and rewriting the secondary essays. Conveniently, the prompts are located on our website. Also, we do now require that you take the CASPER exam in order for your secondary application to be complete. Now, on to the interview season. And for the UW School of Medicine, that runs from October to March. And a month or so before, we begin sending interview invitations to applicants who've already been screened in by our committee. Something to keep in mind is that since we are a 5-state regional school, each regional site has its own interview week or weeks. Seattle interviews are handled October through February due to the large class size. Spokane's cohort has around 2 weeks of interviews, and in the rest of the region, each state has a week of interviews. We do try to contact applicants for their interview a month in advance to allow time to book travel, but depending upon certain circumstances, we are not always able to do so. We finalize our initial class list in March and notify everyone of final decisions by the end of March. We inform everyone of a decision, whether you are accepted, waitlisted, or rejected. You will receive a communication from us via email. The finalization of the class is done when classes begin each year in August. However, by the end of May, early June, things have generally firmed up, though we do see a little bit of movement after that. Overall, the process from application to decision can take up to a year. We in admissions know that it is a tough road, but an incredibly rewarding one as well, and we are here to help as best we can along the way. Until next time.